So determine the equation of the quadratic relation that passes through the point 3, 1 and has a vertex of 5 and negative 7. So the question is asking you to find a quadratic relation, right? So that means like it in an equation format. What would be your equation? What would I start with?
Y equal
Yeah.
A multiply x minus h squared plus.
So I start with my general form. Okay. Now, what do I know?
The vertex
My vertex.
5 negative 7.
5 and negative 7. So I know my h and k. So I'm going to replace the h and k in. Minus 5 squared, take away 7. Okay, what's next?
Place the point.
Plug in the point. So the point is 3 and 1. The point is x, y. So what goes for the y?
Is
1. And then x is 3. Okay, so I'm isolating for a, but before I isolate for a, I'm going to have to simplify, right? So 3 minus 5, first the bracket, negative 2 squared. What does that give me? For a,
For a equal 8.
take away 7. So bring the 7 over, now I can isolate. Bring this negative 7 over, that becomes a plus 7, so that's an 8. Yes? And then divide by 4, so a equals 2. And your last step is to write the whole equation. You can't just leave it as this. You have to write it as an equation with the a value in. We're good? All right. I've already showed you this part, but we're going to focus on it. Okay? This is how to graph using your step pattern and how to graph the whole thing, right? So mostly we did either horizontal translation, vertical stretch, or like a combo of two things. Now we're going to look at how can I do everything, combo of, okay? So let's recap. So this is my vertex form, y equals ax minus h squared plus k. I can only find my transformation from this format, only. Okay? So a represents what?
The shape.
It does give you the shape, but if I'm going to say if a is 2, what do I say? Vertical stretch. And then if a is between 0 and 1?
Vertical compression.
And it could be also a reflection. I'm going to add to that. Also, reflection if it's negative. K in this case. K represents the
optimal, yeah.
but what does it represent with transformation? The y value of the vertex, yes.
The optimal value.
Okay, it is the optimal value. It is the y vertex, it's the y value of the vertex. But what does it represent when we're talking about a transformation? Vertical translation. You guys are right, but I'm looking for the transformation. H represents
Horizontal translation.
And we know that the coordinate of the vertex of the parabola are what letters? H and K. Remember, H is your axis of symmetry as well, right? And K is your optimal value. Okay, so you see how there's step 1, 2, and 3? I'm going to do them all in one graph, so we're going to ignore the step 1, 2, and 3. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do in one graph, okay? So we are asked to graph y equals -4x minus 3 squared plus 5. It's in vertex form. Because it's in vertex form, I can graph it using the step pattern. Okay? Because, again, I'm going to repeat this. Because it's in vertex form, I can use the step pattern to graph. If it's not, we'll learn how to graph. So, we're going to first, if they're asking you for the transformation, what do you say here? What kind of transformation do I have?
Vertex stretch.
Vertical stretch,
Vertical stretch. Reflection.
Reflection in the x-axis. Guys, there are sentences that I need all of it, right? So if I'm going to say here vertical stretch,
By
that's
a factor
fine.
of 4.
You can add the by a factor of 4. Okay, this is not needed, but you can add it.
Horizontal.
The reflection, you have to write the whole sentence. Reflection in the x-axis. Okay, this one, horizontal translation.
Three units on the right.
3 units
To right.
to the right. And then vertical
translation. 5 units
5
up.
units up. Perfect. Now this is when they ask you for the transformation, you're going to write all of this. Now, what is your vertex?
Is it 3, 5?
3, 5. Are we good with that? Are we all okay with that? What would be your step pattern here?
1, 3, 5. Multiplied by -4.
Okay. So my step pattern is 1, 3, 5, and I have to multiply it by the a value. So my a value is -4. So that's going to be -4, -12, -20. This is a lot. Okay? Okay. So your first step is you're going to plot the vertex. Okay? So, plotting the vertex, as I said, I'm not going to do all of this, okay? Because it's going to look so weird and more confusing. So, I'm going to do it all in one step. To plot the vertex, I'm going to have to find 3 and 5, okay? And then I'm going to plot my vertex. Make sure that you include some values on your x and y axis, so I know what scale you're picking, okay? If you leave a blank and then you draw this for me, if you go like this, guess what you're going to get?
0.
Because, what is this? Even if you show me some points, even if you do this and show me some points, I don't know what your numbers are. Okay? So, you need to show me numbers, values on, it doesn't have to be every single one of them, just show me some values. Okay? So you see, I'm instead of like writing 1, 2, 3, I just wrote 3 and I wrote the 6 and I wrote the 9, right? And then for this one, I'm just writing, instead of writing like every one of them, I just wrote a couple. Right? As long as I see some values. Now, what do I do with my step pattern? So I have my vertex that I'm going to use my step pattern. Where do I go from that point?
Over 1, down 4.
Down 4 over what, right? Negative 4 means I'm going down. Negative 4 means I'm going down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go over 1. Same thing to the other side, okay? So that's going to be down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 to the right, and 1 to the left, okay? From the vertex. So now I have 3 points. What would be my next step? How much do I need to go down?
Let's go down to
12.
12.
So I'm going to take my new point and I'm going to count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. It's just going to fall right here and then over 1. Okay? From that other point, same thing. Down 12 over 1. Okay? I can't find my next point because I don't have room on the graph. That's fine. 5 points is plenty. That looks so like. Okay? We see a vertical stretch. We see a reflection. We see a horizontal translation and a vertical translation. Okay? Are we okay with this? Okay? So there's 2 more graphs that you guys can practice, and I can check them out for you when you're done.